My phone rung. Chief. Jonathan, report to the office. There are some things to discuss work-wise. Jonathan. Okay, Chief. Drove up to the office, could see Mark and Samantha in a conversation in the parking lot. I waved to them both but could not stop because the chief sounded as if it is an urgent matter. As I pulled the chair in his office, he did not hesitate but get to the matter immediately. Chief, in a smooth voice. I can understand what occurred with the incident with your bishop's son will take a hold on you mentally, so I'm giving you a period of therapy to see the institution psychologist. This is her card. She is available from 9 to 5. Jonathan, there been some rumors that you are seen drunk wearing the uniform of this institution. Don't ever let that happen again. Take this as a warning. And why are you becoming intoxicated? Aren't you a man of the cloth? Get yourself together, you are a good cop. Jonathan took the card and nodded his head to his chief while he left the office. Jonathan rushed back to his car, passing Mark and Samantha looking. Jonathan shouted, I will catch up with you guys. Mark and Samantha had this concerned look pasted on their face as they sadly watched Jonathan closed his car door. Jonathan drove off without looking back. As time goes by, he soaked his soul more and more into the bottle alcohol. He didn't even think to stop and get help but kept flagging himself with the imagination of guilt with what he find hope and remedy in. News kept coming to Jonathan's wife and the chief that Jonathan is seen intoxicated wearing his uniform in public. His wife bare the pain and cried at nights knowing this was not him, but the chief had enough. Chief. Jonathan, I want you at the office immediately. Jonathan. Chief, can I come in tomorrow? Chief. No, it have to be today. Jonathan, still having a hangover from last night, laying in bed. Okay, Chief. He got up out of bed in the silence of the house because Carla and the kids are spending time at Carla's sister house. Reaching the office was about midday. Most of his colleagues was off duty, included Mark. Knock knock. Chief. Come in. Jonathan. What is so urgent, Chief, that it could not wait till I'm back at work? Chief. Jonathan, do you remember the last time we had a meeting? Jonathan. Yes, Chief, it was months back. Chief. Can you remember what I stated about you been drunk in the uniform? Jonathan. Well, yes, but you know I keep fighting it and holding out from that time. Chief, voice changed to a concerning voice. Jonathan, you know, you lying, you been drinking the very moment after the meeting. Jonathan, I am not a fool. You been seen more than 11 times under the influence of alcohol in your uniform, disgracing the institution. Jonathan. But Chief. The chief tone increased. What did you do with the psychologist card? Did you talk to her? Jonathan was so silent if a pin was dropped you could hear. Chief. This is the final end of the string. Hand in your badge and gun. We can't have a drunk police officer. This is risky. Jonathan went back in his car and closed the car door. After talking to the chief, he felt the shadow of depression covered his soul. He started the engine of the car, and after starting the car he decided to keep driving till his stress was gone. He drove and drove till he was in a place that he could not be recognized. Now that the night was coming down, there was nothing but darkness around him as he was sitting in a lonely, isolated area which seems like an abandoned scheme. His whole life memories played out in his mind, from when he was born, his baptism, when he was ordained, the time he married, and the first time he saw his first child born. All these circle around his brain and death appears in his thoughts. There he remembered that there was a bottle of alcohol under the passenger seat of the car. He glutted it down like a flute instrument a musician longing play. In a short time he was at the end of the bottle. Mark heard that Jonathan was missing for many days. His wife Carla didn't hear from him and was wondering if he'd done something to hurt himself. She went in and reported it to the chief. Chief. Mrs. Myers, I do understand your concern. Knowing that Jonathan was a part of us, I only wish things did work out better than this, because that young man full of potential. I didn't want to release him from his job, and I understand how you feel. Jonathan's wife Sid been consumed by the sad changes that blown her direction. She said, Chief, I really need to find my husband and I need your help. It is more than urgent. Please tell me where we can start. Chief. I will do my endeavor best to bring back your husband to you in one piece. Go home, get some rest and take care of the kids. I will find him. The chief hugged Jonathan's wife, knowing that Jonathan was one of their best cop but somehow loses his why. The chief immediately filed a missing report and sent out troops in the vicinity to find Jonathan. Meanwhile, Mark take it up in hand to do some search on his own to locate Jonathan. As Carla and Mark found Jonathan sleeping on a bench in the streets, been intoxicated by alcohol. Haven't bathed for days and wearing the same clothing. Mark was so moved in his heart looking at his friend and former coworker. Mark grabbed his hand and said, "The mercy of God still awaits you. Your burdens to Jesus already brought to the cross. Let grace restore you from where you have fallen." As Mark talked, he could see the tears running down Jonathan's face. His wife Carla was standing a little distance crying to see her husband in a state that she never see him before. As time goes by, Jonathan requested to see the bishop that he shot his son when he was a cop. As he walked up to the corridors of his steps leading to the bishop office, Jonathan's heart beat rapidly to every step. He wondered how will the bishop approach him after so many years passed. Knock knock. Bishop uttered. "Come, Jonathan." "Bishop, I want to get this off my chest. It's been a bother to me from that night. I didn't know that Matthew was the leader of the Sledge Gang. That night when I pulled the trigger and saw who it was, part of my life died that night." The bishop paused. For a moment there was nothing but silence in the room. "Bishop. Jonathan, from ever since that day I carried a heavy burden. One was to know that my only child die in the hands of the law. Two, I regret that I could not see that he was living a double life. But the last is what I question. Losing you from the church, I felt like I have lost a son. And that is why I have forgiven you and waited on this time for you to approach me like a man." Jonathan could not hold back the tears as he wept like a child, holding his head into his hand. While he sat there crying, he felt the hands of the bishop on his shoulder. Bishop uttered, "Be restore my child." From that day Jonathan and Mark continued with their ministry. Jonathan learned the power of forgiveness through his life experiences. The moral of this story is that life is a journey. And through that journey we will go through the unexpected. But we all need the love and mercies of God along the way to end this journey. Thank you for watching the finale of Brought Back by Grace, written by Donald Christopher Thomas.